Okay, hi everybody. Um, Decided to turn on the stream all of a sudden after 20 plus days of being offline. I don't really want to explain the reasons why I was away. Um, it's all the same things, that have been striking me ever since I started this run. It's the usual burnout. And I kind of had this urge to to play again, but hi Larvy, yeah, it's fine. I'm good. Uh, Life is okay. I've just recently been sick with some nasty stuff, but I'm fine now. It's not that I've been sick for 20 days that I've been away, but still, now I feel okay. I remember last time when I started streaming after a long pause, I was like, I'll do this and I'll do that, and then all of a sudden, the next episode never came out. And people might have been waiting for me to actually start this whole thing, but I've kind of like, all those promises. Those were the things that actually pushed me back from doing anything here. So I do remember what I had to do. I was even my episode on YouTube is called Reevaluation. I was reevaluating my base and what is wrong with it and what is right with it. And I do remember what I need to do. It's first of all, I needed to expand my farms and make sure that I have resources pouring in automatically. Because I realized that my base is growing exponentially, even though you might not see it, but there are a lot of things going on. It's pretty compact, I would say, and all of those things that are growing outward and exponentially, all of them are basically tied to my manual labor. I cannot just, do something and be sure that the rest of the base is running on its own. I constantly have to, address the food situation, address even the dye collecting situation, because for some reason I don't know where I put my vacuum hopper, and now nothing sucks in. Like you have to manually go collect the dyes and put them here. Oh, Larvy, yeah, I totally get you. Actually, Larvy, while we're talking about burning out and me not wanting to come back to GregTech New Horizons, is the reason is I've been is that it's as I've been explaining. It's because of not being able to automate everything. So what I figured out, actually, I had a really great attempt at coming back again, just for the next episode. 25 days ago or something, when I did my last episode. I was gonna go for the next one, and I was figuring out a way to make my base work, and I was researching, guess what, logistics pipes, or what are you a proponent of? The logistics pipes, right? The ones that are allow you to move items, between parts of your base. Is that the thing we're talking about? Maybe I'm mistaking it for something else. I think, yeah. So I watched the video on YouTube, and it turned out that the handling of those pipes is actually really easy, and I wasn't even afraid of that. But what I'm afraid of is the fact that you need a lot of resources to set up proper infrastructure, because those smart sectors of the pipes that do the routing, not the dummy ones, do the routing, do the filtering, all of them require circuits, LV, MV, and all of that. And to my understanding, I didn't really know where to get all of that, considering that I have this immense accumulated fatigue. wearing down on my shoulders, you know. I don't think I need liquids to be done, actually. All I need is just a bunch of stuff to be moved around my base so that I don't have to run and do it myself. PRT, is it like Project Red transportation? That I didn't look a video. For that I didn't watch the video, so I might not be very aware of what's going on in this section. I don't know where to. This one, no. It doesn't even say what. Yeah. So let's assume this is the case. Illimar. Let's just close stone. Yeah, I can already see that pipes themselves are, but I'm not sure what they do. You know. These are the chips. Maybe I was actually watching a video on that mod. Oh, I don't remember. Well, I will have to watch a video on that before I begin this journey. Otherwise, it's gonna be just a shame to be here. Well, I can see the request pipe. I think it acts almost exactly as you know, those chests in Victorio. Is that a blue one or red one? I don't remember. Maybe even the purple one. Most certainly not the yellow one, which is a trash chest in Victorio. When you discover, well, not discover, but research the drones or whatever you call them, you get the chests after another research, and you've got the requester, the buffer, and everything. I guess the system is kind of like similar. Yeah, the burnout is real. I did not delete my world. I did not do any server shutdowns because I don't have a server playing a single player game. But I did just think about, you know, coming back to Garden of Grind, but as a single player. Well, I say it incorrectly. Just as a dude that plays it on its own, like without streams or anything. And there's a sound on my Twitch. Mr. Purple. Mr. Purple, thank you for rating me. I have to warn you, I'm not a frequent streamer these days, so anyone who might actually enjoy my content, please, I don't know, pray that I stream next time, because I'm at a verge of actually dropping this run altogether, I think. You know, it's like when you are, well, people don't usually do that, but when you kind of swim and you go, you know, under the surface and you lose air, you begin to, you know, to want air. You try to surface back and gasp for some of it, and then go back underwater to, you know, to swim some more. Well, that's one of the ideas I want to present. And then this run right here is almost like the same thing to me, but last time I went underwater and I never got back again. You know, I never merged. So I need something to hold on to that motivates me to go further, because last time I realized that this base is just like, it's a dead place, by the way. Just, there is nothing I can do here that would put me into HV safely, you know. I might like get to it, like crawl to it with very slow speed, but it's not what I want. And I kind of see what needs to be done, and it is totally doable, but I'm a bit frustrated that I will have to revisit the earlier parts of the gameplay that I thought I have already closed, you know. And I just it kind of bugs me that I remember Axie was started playing the same version of Crytek New Horizons Garden of Grind, and I was already far you know ahead of him, and he would pop by occasionally and talk about his progress, and I would feel like, wait, dude, this is so fast. Like one stream, like one day he's got the Gapple and the potion. The second day he's already got a villager farm. Next day he's already at LV or like Bronze Age or something. And I was like, dude, that is very fast. And he was playing and playing and playing and doing all of those things, and it was a lot faster than what I've been doing, you know. And you might say that, yeah, the dude is just a lot more experienced than I am, and I agree. But what's actually the most important thing is that he played faster than me, and he did it in such a way that future-proofed his base so that he never ever experienced what I experience right now. He never, at least I didn't get it. Like, he never felt rushed. Like, I feel very rushed right now. I mean, I rushed into this stage of the game due to my own reasons, and now I feel like I cannot really handle what's going on. As I've said, it's very big and everything is manual. So some people play faster than me, and they actually know how to handle their base that it doesn't look and feel this, clunky. So that's what I have a problem with. It's a problem with myself, and I cannot actually rewire myself to think differently. So either I revisit the older parts of my gameplay, however slow that might be, and try to clean the old spots and make things automated, or I finish it for good and, I don't know, write something on YouTube that says that I have officially ended the run and delete all the videos. I don't know. It is. Best Dolos, it is. It is a standard GOG base, but the problem is that the amount of time I've already spent here. I can show you. This is, I only play on stream, and all of my streams are downloaded as VODs on YouTube, so it is documented. I never play offline unless, I would say like a few minutes when I turn on the stream, I might want to run around, see if things working. But other than that, I play only on stream and the minutes played. You can see that I've already played for 241 hours. And I am at, this is MV. This is where I'm at, right? I never went past that because, if you are familiar with GOG, there are a few roadblocks that you should get ready for, like this dude. No, not this, the other dude. ILC. No. Well, some of that, I don't remember. Some of that requires you to get a green sapphire lens, and only that lens. And you need to recycle 3 million of items. And I started on recycling. I did about, I don't remember how many. Actually, I forgot. I need to rewatch my old videos to know. Maybe 10,000 items. Never got a single sapphire out of it, but I've got a few drops that are even rarer than that. So I can say the odds are in my favor, but statistically I'm going there. And I believe if you have brain in your skull, you will be able to achieve the same result in about 100 hours. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but so yeah, this is what's happening, and it's just tough, Maybe if I stopped running around and talking, things will get easier. That's another problem. It's like, I'm a streamer, I must talk. And I'm not Julius Caesar, or whatever you call this guy, who could do two things at the same time. I can't talk and do things. Especially hard for me. Sometimes I feel like I need to stop and just say every step of what I do, so that I don't ever get like mixed in all of this, because it's very easy to lose the train of thought of what you need to do. Like right now, I need to grab a yellow dye to get epic bacon, so I can fix my food situation for some time. And then I will probably get started on well, I guess maybe I'll just move that chest, not the chest, this thing to that chest and craft bacons there, because all the dyes are stored in this barrel. But I'm not sure that this thing, oh yeah, it sees it. Good. Okay. Oh yeah, and I need to bring back the yellow dye. So Larvae, what you doing now? If you're officially burned out from Minecraft, what is your recreation these days? What's bringing you joy? I've been dabbling in some WoW, if you know what I'm talking about, like World of Warcraft, and some other games, you know. But I'm not sure. It's a problem with World of Warcraft. I used to play it when I was a kid. Mist of Pandaria was the first official, was the first add-on or whatever you... Oh yeah, you're normal GTNHing. Is that right? Yeah, I used to do that as well, but then it became boring somewhere around the end of the game, and I lost the world and had to start again and decided to do that on stream. But this was a long time ago. You could actually go watch a YouTube video and videos and see the way I looked at the beginning of my journey, the way I look now, just the, you know, how the hair grows and everything. And it's kind of it's interesting to watch to see how things change over time, because I think I started like no, I'll tell you, it isn't actually as tragic as it sounds. I didn't lose the world. The world is still there. It's just that I played on my PC this instance of GTNH. I updated it, did everything, and I went all the way up to the UMV, up until the sun. I kind of like unlocked the sun, and then stayed here. Didn't construct an eye of harmony, and then I had an opportunity to update my PC. You know, buy a new one. Instead of, you know, sometimes when your PC is too old, you just don't want to change parts in it. You just want to buy a new case, new everything. Well, you don't say case, you say tower, right? So I did that, and it so happened that I also changed places where I lived for some time, and I grabbed a flash drive and I uploaded. It's a very smart decision actually. I uploaded like a save games of my run and the backups, just in case, you know. Not the whole instance, just to save, you know. And then I said to myself, okay, I'm just gonna download a new version on my new PC, and then, you know, drop the save in there and start again. You know, not again, like start continue from there, right? What could go wrong? Yes. And yeah, the world loaded up. Everything was great, apart from settings which I had to adjust. But you know what was missing? The quest book. The quest book went blank. Like it would be, and so it begins the first quest that's just like, you know, where you have to collect 8 dirt. This is where I was. So I had like late game base. Everything was shining. Everything was, you know, like billions of energy flowing through my base, and I was standing there with a quest book that said told me to collect 8 blocks of dirt. I felt like it would probably take me. Well, I couldn't retrieve my old PC and old hard drive where it stayed, all of those saves, and I told myself that it would take me like a week to get all those quests back from memory and somehow enable them again and delete all the rewards so that I don't cheat anything. So I was thinking in my head, like, how can I do it? And then I realized that maybe it's a sign to start a new run. And it wasn't that painful for me to stop almost at the finish line, because the prospects of starting something on Twitch was also very interesting to me, and I knew that this game would be very interesting to play, and there would be audience and everything, and indeed there was audience, and I was going great for some time, but then I stopped being this this thorough with it. I would go like I would stop for a week, playing for a week, then for 2 weeks, for a month. This time around, my last episode was 20 something days ago. So the further I go, the harder it becomes. And it's not because of the waiting time for anything. It's just the sheer amount of the same things I have to do to make things done. It was pretty fun to build this thing. I did it with my hands, and it's like it's a design of my future base, sort of. I have pretty crazy ideas about it, but it's all in a like it's still being conceived, you know. So this is my story. For some reason, one of my videos on YouTube one of the latest videos has 40 views. Well, usually the other ones are getting 2 to 5 to 6. And I was wondering what the hell happened to this thing. Like, why is it, why is there so many views? Anyway, let's actually do something useful while we're here. We've got crops. Both, we have 3 fields of crops. 2 of them are XP berries, and 1 is aluminum. Actually, we should probably set up some aluminum smelting while we're, or maybe even steel. Well, we have some steel. I forgot what to do. How was I getting steel in this game? I think I was doing something with wrought iron. I remember I was doing the nugget route to get wrought iron, but then I thought about something and realized how stupid that was. But I don't remember what that was. What was this idea that struck my mind? And I was like, okay, that is a lot easier. I don't remember. 46 electric pistons just lying around, right? I was preparing for this recycler thing. Well, I had to hand feed the recyclers. That's the worst part. That's probably why I burnt out in the first place. I also said no to a glitch or a bug or whatever you call this thing, exploit, where you would put a bunch of crafters in here, auto crafters. They would craft you water from nothing, and it wasn't really fast, but having a lot of these things could actually save me some time. But I said no because that was too scummy to me. Some people do it. I had my fair share of scum in this run anyway. I don't want to overdo this, and maybe I'll be able to absolute myself, sort of, by not doing that. So, today's plan, I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming, at least maybe a few hours. I want to, I don't know, maybe add a few fields. And I want to make it, I want this to be smart, you know? I do have access to solar panels, even though you have to clean them. Well, maybe I'll actually craft these guys, but it's a lot more routing with them. You have to get water to that thing, then use steam, then a turbine. You would rather just craft a crop manager. And, well, again, that's the thing I'm talking about. If you want to make things a lot easier for yourself, you are not going to do that, because the easiest thing is this one, is the advanced solar boiler connected to the turbine, and then everything goes into the crop manager. Because if you want to make it easier, like just by getting a solar panel, you will have to clean it with your hand, and I'm not even sure that the amount of energy it produces will be enough to run cycles on that crop manager. I need to remember things. I forgot a lot of things. Like, where do we get wrought iron? We can't really go arc furnace route because of no graphite in this world yet. They're actually saying that the only way is to just smelt steel. Can you even do that? I believe it has to be crushed first. And there is oxygen. No. I was getting a lot of steel for this thing. I just don't remember how. Right, probably through XP buckets. No? Oh, it is too expensive. What I do like about my base is that I have MV, I have LV sectors, and they're separated and they're fully working. I have good MV power going on. I have source of oxygen, even though it's a bit manual, which I hate. I do have resources. It's just that when I try to push to my next content, I understand that I have to do a lot of things with my hands, and it becomes very tedious very fast. Maybe if I go grab the 8-volt solar panel, craft that, maybe that will actually save me. Because what? Because if it's dirty, it loses its power in percentages. That's what I know. Oh, it's not confirmed, but that's my assumption. And let it lose a few, right, while it's being dirty. At least it's gonna run for 100 hours without ever touching it. Without me touching it, and it's still gonna give the right amount of electricity for the crop manager. Right? Does anybody here in chat knows how early tier solar panels work? Because I don't, and I tried googling stuff, but it doesn't say anything. Even in other mod packs with this still there, you know, like Justin Greg Tech never says like how often you should clean that, what it loses when you don't clean that. Never mentioned. Tried searching on Discord, never got the right results. Maybe I'm blind. As to the rest of them, like LV Plus, it's easy because they're self-cleaned. Because you can put them on a box, and can't wait when I can do it. But it's only in HP that I can build a solar factory. It needs stainless steel. I already have a few ideas. Like, I think the next field should be the iron field. Well, maybe I even... Can I just clean one field right now? Clean it from essence berry and plant iron instead. Does it have to be dark as well? Requires low light to be placed. Bad. Has to be a lot of shenanigans for that. Oh, you know, I thought it was gonna give me the nuggets. Maybe that can... I remember I was constantly spending hundreds of steel on these recyclers. But how did I make it? I couldn't have been just putting iron dust in here, could I? It would be dumb. Well, we have nothing to do, so let's do that. We need to start. Yeah, I can see iron dust here, which means that I was probably doing just that. We can turn that into raw iron. Anyhow, can we? No. Yeah, ashes. I can see a box of ashes here, which means that this was the way I did things. All I needed was one steel ingot every 25 seconds. That was the speed, I think. Also, I used electrolyzer and sugar to get oxygen. Again, I did that instead of thumb duping because thumb duping requires immediate attention. Well, this one is set up and go to hell. Very easy. Very easy. All you need to check is the level of oxygen plus nothing. That's only that. Okay, while this steel is being cooked, I must check that I have enough. Also got this little thing, advanced maglev pylon, very cool. But I only have one, and I'm not really planning on making more right now because aluminum is also limited. No, I don't even need to be looking at that page right now. We go first from the beginning, starting from where we get our resources, the basic ones. We will need to get a lot of dirt for farmland, because I'll be using the garden soil type of land. And to make that possible, there's biochaff, which we can macerate into dirt. That is very good. Where's a macerator? Did I get a new one? Please. I don't have a macerator. Okay. Oh. Because this is here. Okay. If I remember correctly, one dirt equals... Where is it? One dirt equals 2 garden soil, so we already have 2 stacks of that. Seed oil is easy. We've got enough of that, and it's barely spent when you do the crafting. I also started on bees, I remember, but that was... What was the idea to get bees? I don't remember. I think I was trying to, yeah. You see how many things are, I have, you know, everywhere. Yeah, I need a pure cultivated princess, and I haven't got the Bealizer. I think I dropped it from somewhere. So, okay, which one is better? This has the shortest lifespan, which is actually very cool. That's just faster, right? Yeah, I'm definitely using that thing. And I've got chocolate frames that make things pretty pretty fast. Oh. And just lost some dirt due to a power failure. Actually, crafting crop managers should be easier right now, because I already have all the benders and everything. I don't think I had it when, especially the extruder that can help us with making a lot of rods needed for every step of the way. And I guess it's time to do that. God help me. What were the buttons? No, that wasn't it. One more time. I think I had to press this button and then it would go like that. And the LV machine casing. Then this. Mm. I mean, that's not perfect, the system, because it needs a final result of how many steel ingots I need to spend. And it doesn't give me that information. I have to, see it here. But we'll still craft electronic circuits naturally. That is a very bad thing, especially with the vacuum tubes. I do have a few. I don't know what I did. I don't see how. Well, it's 30, 34. Like, how do I check that it's 34? No, it's actually plus these two. 38. It's 38. Oh, I can change the... Maybe that'll help me. Like that. Does it do anything? No. But I believe the final amount per one crop manager is 38 still ingots. Doesn't seem right, does it? Should be more. Molten rubber. Let's go there. I need to get more dirt. I don't really remember what I did here, but I think it's that when I'm standing on it, it outputs the experience into this super tank, as well as all the mobs that are dying. It was my attempt to get more resources from there. That's not enough. We need 3 times as much. But the only reasonable way to get dirt is through biochaff. A good early game method was through rotten flesh, but there's just not that many pieces of that. A few stacks still. We can use that. I remember I needed I was always crafting that with saplings. I think that's what I still want to do. Saplings are the easiest. Some say the leaves are better. Wait. Why is there only one? Oh yeah, I get it. It's half a stack of bone meal out of 1 stack of skeleton bones. Because you get different results each time. No. I don't get it. Okay. There's a steam squasher. It's an interesting idea. It will allow me to automate making dirt. I mean, because, well, you still need a huge tree farm for saplings. So we need 64 plant balls to turn them into 64 plant mass, to then turn them into 64 biochaff, to turn that into 2 stacks of dirt. I believe this should be enough for at least one field. I'll save the apples for now. This rubber wood thing, it is really cool. It gives a lot of things. But there's a problem. I don't have a rubber wood sapling. There's not a single way to get it. Can't you just rub resin into into an oak tree and get that? Wouldn't it be within the rules of Thaumcraft, for example, like a little magic recipe? Why do I have to suffer so much? Let's go visit our bees. The good thing is that I have a trait, well, of 3 bees. Oh, fertility. But there's a problem. That now it's snapped onto... I think I should get that going. Yeah, and I already got the drone. So bees are going well. That's one thing. I need to have a mindset of not rushing to anything. Otherwise I'm not gonna be able to continue. Like, I need to breathe out and just deal with the fact that it's going to be very slow. And there is no way to speedrun this thing. I'm not an average crack-tech player. I'm a below average crack-tech player. I need to... should have made a YouTube channel and I should have called it a below average below average who? Crack-tech player, yeah. Just like that. You do. Or maybe like way below average. Be a more accurate description. All right. While dirt has been done, I'm going to quickly craft crop manager if I can. Let's see if the game will allow me to do it. Let's grab, as I said, 64. That's I said what, 38? 38. See if that's enough. Oh my god. Okay, 2 small still actually wait. I already have this the electric pistons. Maybe I should leave them be. You know, let them be, because I'll need recyclers anyway. No point doing that now. Okay, so I will need 8 ingots for rods. Then let's prep 2 ingots for that. For the gears, 2 ingots for the steel casings, 26 for the bender. Then we will have to pray that we have vacuum tubes. And we do. Recycling actually turned out to be useful for us. Yeah, Kevlar, hi. It's been a bit, I'm fine, I'm okay. Just in the process of burning out, as you can see. Still burnt out. I don't know why I'm here. Don't really have motivation to play, I would say, but yeah, I'm trying to find ways to continue. You know, the main reason that I burnt out is because my base became unhandleable. You know, I cannot really do anything in it without running around in circles and addressing every single thing in here, which is very tiresome. Today I'm crafting up more crop managers to outsource my production of ores onto a more or less automated system. I'll see if it works. I want to have pipes running from my fields to the probably to a macerator right here, and then distribute it into chests or something. So I just want to see my iron infinitely being produced, you know, because right now I have to run around to get that thing done. So maybe it's healthy to do that. At least half a stack. And how are you, Kevlar? How's your GregTech doing? Did you face the burnout? Or is it too early for you, or you are too strong for that? Okay, I've done these. And now 8 of vacuum tubes are done as well. Now it's time for 4 electronic circuits. I only have 2. Oh my god. Right, apparently I need resistors. Oh my god. Not the resistors again. I'm in a bunch of commercials right now. Commercials, you mean like ads? Like to like a toothpaste guy that smiles and his teeth are white. Wow. That's an interesting. Wow. So are you like a veteran or something? Wow. That's cool, I guess. Wow. It's cool for me, not only because you actually fought, but because such people somehow end up here. It means that well, the game is very broad in its reach, you know. I would have said thank you for your service, but I'm not from Canada, so it would sound really strange. Yeah, it's always good. I think I've got that archaic mindset in my mind where people that do stuff like army service or something, they would never even think about playing games because their life is so much more serious, you know, like it's the army, it's the bullets flying and hissing around, you know, like it's none of that mouse keyboard type of thing. But then again, I'm wrong. Life's life's moved on ever since, and everybody's doing everything. Like presidents play games, I believe. I mean, computer games. It's good for the mind, yeah. Just don't forget to never play Garden of Grind. Never. It's bad for the mind. And I'm not saying it to boast the fact that I'm okay to play it, I'm not. Yeah, I guess I just don't know about a lot about life. Maybe it's my upbringing that kind of has this impact on me. Like that games are bad for serious people, you know. Like if you're just a kid, you're playing your whole life. Either way, I have already had a lot of people here that are from different walks of life. Uh, Basically, a soldier here is something new. Wow. What if one day I'll get a president here, like of some country? That would be awesome. Or a doctor, you know. Like, I'm a teacher myself, you know. So we have all these like congregation of different professions, you know. It's like we're in an RP server, like of some GTA or something. Like, who are you gonna be? Well, I'm a policeman. I'm a firefighter. Yeah, I'm a teacher. I'm a soldier. It's like who can come up with a better story, right? Yeah, and we all gather in the same, well, I can say realm, right? Even though we aren't really playing with each other, which can easily be fixed if somebody wants to, or just generally speaking, but we all share the same interest of this game that requires us to think, maybe sometimes meditate instead, and automate stuff. For some reason, it interests me, and it interests you, even though we are 100% different, right? If I were to go to the army, I would probably fold within a week or first few days from all the stressful workouts and everything that you guys have, like all the routines and maybe even the food that they give you, because it's also very controlled with calories and everything. You have to have a mindset for that. And as this game proves, if it becomes difficult, I fold. That's why army wouldn't have been a good thing for me. Though I sometimes find myself motivated by physical hardships, but I've never been really tested, I guess. So it's really interesting how certain things unite us. You know, I have pauses for like half a month or even more. I'm not sure this is a healthy routine. It's all time on demand. Well, if you're talking about resources and everything in this game, I have nothing on demand. If you're about something else, then I don't know. You see, I started talking and I lost the thread of the conversation, thread of what I was doing. Recently, while I was away from GOG, I played a lot of World of Warcraft, if you know what I'm talking about. Just a recent expansion came out and I decided to hop in. But I am not really not really familiar with World of Warcraft, because last time I played it, it was during the era of Mists of Pandaria. I was a kid then, a teenager, and I remember playing a bit Mists of Pandaria. I never really got around to playing like Wrath of the Lich King or even earlier expansions. For me, I was too young, and subscription costs too much for me at the time. But now I'm back, sort of, and I'm playing and upgrading my character, leveling up my character. My attune, as they call. I don't know why they call it tune. Well, actually, I read a story about that. For some reason, they call their characters tunes. It comes from a word cartoon and everything. And yeah, WoW's been very interesting, but there's just so much in the game that you get lost, you know? You can do so much in this game right now. It's a game with like 20 plus years of history, as far as I know. And you can't just finish it or whatever. It has infinite amount of content, and everything is very pristine and smooth. Best MMORPG of all time, I think. I'm a very versatile player. I also play Dota, if you know that game. And it's almost like League of Legends. For some people, League of Legends might be more familiar. And yeah, to some people, this game is like for I almost said the R word for stupid people, you know, for people that aren't really fast. Actually, it's a very competitive game, and you can get your mom acquainted with a lot of people there in a short amount of time, to say the least. But the reward of winning those bastards is just beyond comprehension. How cool that is. And what are you playing, Kevlar? Are there any other games you're playing besides Garden of Grind? Well, I mean, not the Garden of Grind, of course. The Greg Tech. Never. I should never, ever, even imply that others play this game or should play this game, or even mistake that they play this game. Oh, okay. Current playthrough. You're an IV. Well, that is sick. Why is that so? Why don't you play any games? Well, in my understanding, there aren't any special reasons for that. The only way why you're not playing during summer is heat, because playing games while it's very hot. Oh, so when it's when the weather is okay, you'd rather go for a walk, right? Okay. Yeah, Canada is basically just a snowy country, right? Well, I'm personally from Russia, if you remember. and we also have pretty long winters. Like right now, we all know it's what, March, right? Always forget. And it's been March for some time, and where I live, it's not even Siberia or anything. We still have snow lying around, and it's pretty, like, the snowbanks and everything. Like, it's pretty thick still. The roads are pretty clean though. It's like asphalt and everything, but just where people are walking, yards, so the houses and apartments are, it's still snow everywhere. And we're like also driving around and saying like, is this like spring? No, it's not spring. So basically, it's around April when things start to thaw, right? In my country, not everywhere, but in like mine part where I live is supposedly like a central part, even maybe a little bit to the south, yes. Yeah. So realistically speaking, when it comes to snow, I guess it's more like 5+ months of snow, right? Instead of three, as they say, like a season. Winter's like what, three, three out of 12, right? For us, it's five usually. And summers, they do have we do have summers like 3 months, right? With occasional rains and cold weather also happens, but it's never more than 3 months. But when it comes to winter, it can prolong itself for some reason, and it changed over time as well. It's probably due to like uh, all the ecological reasons, like I don't know, polar bears farting or something, or the Gulf Stream or whatever you call this thing, like when the whole thing around the Earth moves and shifts, how things are going and where they're going. I'm not really well versed in that, but I believe due to carbon emissions and all other nasty things, sooner or later, Canada's and Russia's will turn into Africa's, and Africa's will turn into Canada's and Russia's. Something like that might happen, and it might be very, very interesting to watch. So you're having snow, and there's a thunderstorm. Really? Oh, it's already raining in March. Oh, we're so far away from rain, even though right now it's kind of like it's very light, a lot of sun. Usually, you don't see on my webcam. It means that things will also snow will also melt and everything. I can only imagine what the companies that sort of this companies that make sure that your roads are safe. What are they faced with when the thunderstorm happens, rain and everything, and then it freezes back into ice, on roads, and cars begin to smash into each other. I can't even imagine like how well mobilized you have to be to, yeah, to kind of deal with all of that. And it's not just regular snow; it's actually the danger of skating instead of driving on the road. I was like sitting and thinking with my not very smart head, like how can we prevent snow from being on roads all the time? I was like, dude, it's simple. Just go with uh, go with like little pipes, like preheated roads or something, so that they kind of never freeze. But then I realized if snow falls on the road and it's preheated, it becomes water. Yeah, it's just made it makes ice really. It's either have to be very, very hot so that it never freezes, or maintenance will be so damn uh, expensive, right? You know what they do in my country? It's one of the stupidest thing ever that everybody hates, but they still do it. They put salt on the roads. They actually pour salt on the roads, and it eats through the snow, the thick layers and hard layers of snow, making it. And this salt, if you're familiar with that, you probably are. It's not just salt. It is just salt, but what it does is also it it kind of stays on the bottom parts of the cars, and it corrodes the metal that the cars are made out of. They make it rust and rot and whatever else, and it even remains and stays on our boots. It eats the leather on the boots, on the shoes if you're wearing them, like somewhere where it's salty. Yeah. So I believe people just haven't found the better and the cheaper chemical solution to snow. Yeah. So I don't know. It's fine. Well, actually, your typo while you're typing is my misunderstanding because I usually when I see something like a trutch instead of truck, I go like, oh, it's probably a new word. I should Google that because I'm still learning the language. But it actually was just a truck. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So with me, it's actually might be a problem, but it's not your problem anyway. I might misunderstand you if mistake is not too obvious, because sometimes I give it a benefit of the doubt and think that maybe a person meant something else, but I don't know what a trutch is, and if there's a word like that, I still don't know it. I know a crutch, yeah. I know a crutch, two different words, you know. Trutch, no, not yet. I know a trench. Okay. Oh, okay. Not a word then. I don't consider names to be words. It's just, you know, even though names mean things sometimes, it's a different kind of situation. Oh, okay. Finally started on some resistors for the circuits. Okay, got the circuits. Next up, electric motors. All the more copper wires for that. I don't know. I think today I jumped into the game just to talk to people. I knew that there would be no viewers, but for some reason people came around, and it's very cool. And I just talked to you, and I don't feel like I'm doing anything in this game. I'm a viewer of my own game, you know. Like it's a platform to talk about stuff that's not even game related most of the time. This all of that should be happening while I'm at UMV or something, UHV tier, where you have to just sit around for hours waiting for things to be done. There we can have like a talk show or something. I would put on music. We would just spin records and stuff and get banned for violating, you know, rules and everything. But right now, where I have to be very active, I can't shut my mouth, you know? Some people say, you're a streamer, that what you're supposed to do. I'm like, yeah, but the game I'm playing, it's not like running around controlling a character, fighting monsters and everything, where you just can click one left button, like looking into the direction of a mob. It's worse. It's where you have to actually, you know, think with your brain just a little. Know what you're doing, know where you're going. It's very resource intensive, I must say. And that I'm not handling well. Hmm. Okay. I was lied to. You need 5, not 4 circuits. Okay, and an input hatch. Luckily, I do have tanks. This is gonna be a cakewalk for me. All I need is fine glue and what? Since it's an input, let's get. I just spawned the circuits from 1 to 3, and it started making something without having anything in the inventory of an assembly machine. Is it gonna do something with the glue? Let's check that. What did it? I think it's the copper wires anyway. Okay. So. Your base seems quite organized. No, do not believe me. Do not believe what you see. Do not believe yourself. Do not believe me. This base is actually, well, here you can believe me. This base is really bad. I've been watching a bunch of YouTube, and the more I watch YouTube, where people play Greg Tech, the more I drown in despair from how awful my gameplay is. There are a bunch of professionals that they have a lot of views on their YouTube channels and they have a lot of subscribers and everything, and they play this game impeccably, you know? At every second of the playthrough, they know what they're doing, and this is just crazy. The workflow is just awesome, and my base is not organized at all. It might only seem that way, even if it does. It's strange. You're saying, Kevlar? No. People always say that to me, but I actually compare with, as a human being, I always want to be good, right? I don't want to be the worst, like, because our nature dictates us that we have to prevail at something, you know? It's our need to be better. And certain people who have like high self-esteem, sometimes they are not better than somebody, but they think they are, because their natural need to be better than somebody actually rewires their brain to lie to themselves, you know? I tend to look at things the way they are, and I just compare to what pros doing and to what I do, and I realize that, okay, this is where I do things better, and this is where I do things worse. And all these comparisons added up made me realize that I'm trash, you know? and it's not just to put myself down in front of people. No, it's just a very, I would say, sober view on what I am in this game at the moment. And I truly believe that in order to improve, you don't just play the game. I think you have to, like they do in speedruns, you have to replay the sectors of the game, the sections of the game. Like, for example, the beginning of the game, where you know all your steps, the mid-range of the game, you know, the late game. Every stage has its own peculiar moments, and you have to address that. You don't just learn how to do that by playing the game, because I've been playing the last run that I talked about, where I almost finished the game. I've been playing that run for almost 2 years. And did that teach me how to be cool at the game? No, because when I started this run, I didn't know the hell I was doing. Simply because I played an early game once and then moved on to the other tiers. It doesn't mean that I have cemented my superior knowledge of LV. No, I just played once through it. In order to be really good at the game, you have to play like 16 times, 20 times or something. And you have to remember everything you did. Record it like on a sheet of paper, you know, that this is what I do now, this is what I do next. Or maybe just practice those runs, like little sections, like this is a safe game of a, or backup where I'm at the LV tier. Maybe even in a flat world, you know, just to showcase yourself that this is the block I'm building right now, this is the ore I'm going to mine, this is the thing I'm going to do, and you know, like show it to yourself like this, and then you make it real on a YouTube video that you're recording or on Twitch. I believe that's the strategy, because you can't possibly be able to play this fast having only finished game once or twice. No, it's not enough. Even 5 times is not enough to be fast. You have to always think. And I'm surprised how some streamers, some people, they can play the game and talk at the same time. I don't know. I can pretty well describe what I'm doing and what I'm going to do, but if I speak on some other unrelated topic, which they might do also, I get lost. Alright, so I think we need another. We need another hull. Crop manager done. Oh, I'm so proud of myself, man. Wow. Probably should have batch crafted those, actually. Would have been a lot better. Because I can already see I'll need like 16 of those. At least. Okay. Let's go check our dirt. It's, is that it? Wow. I won't have enough dirt. Because I thought all those plants I've gathered were enough to... There was nothing. I processed 6 stacks of reinforced oak sapling only to find out that it only gave me like half a stack of plant mass. That is ridiculous. Okay, while we were waiting on dirt... Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I am stupid. That's another reason why I'm not playing this game. It's because while I was talking to people and gathering my reinforced oak saplings, I was supposed to just gather them and craft my dirt from rotten flesh recipe, but instead I was throwing it into this high pressure steam compressor and making plant balls out of them, which essentially destroyed my plans for today. Well, what do you know? Let's go check bees. Okay, cultivated princess. Still not pure. It has a bad lifespan trait. We need to breed it out. And this is the only chance we can have with this one. think I might try to... where is it? Get this thing and start building the place for the next field. Chunk overlay is useless. I've already overlapped everything I could, because this is 11 by 11. It's not even 16 by 16. The measurements, the dimensions of the area of the carp manager. Okay, this is where the field's gonna be. Huh. Said the villager. How do I... This is gonna go in here. Then... It needs to be this tall. No. I don't understand what I'm doing. It's like somebody took half of my IQ. It's like a miner was installed in my brain. This is where... Can I just bring farmland here real quick? Because I need visual cues in order to actually understand what I'm doing. Embarrassing. So this is where the farmland is. First layer. I just want to be able to walk on it. Oh. This thing. So this is... Oh, thank God. I'm not even sure if it's right. It has to be 11 by 11. Is this 11 by 11? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. Like, what was I thinking? Because we can clearly see that there's a wall and I want to replicate the same setup, but for some reason I decided to put garden soil here. It's supposed to be destroyed. This is where the next layer starts. It's this block. So all of that goes to hell because I can't pick it up properly. My pickaxe is broke. Because it doesn't have money. Okay, let's say I want to put a wall here. Neglect that, those few garden soil blocks. Now it is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Really? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Really, now it's 11. So I miscalculated because before that it was 13, now it's 11. How come? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's 11 now. Okay, this is starting to look like something. I've seen announcements on Discord about 2.9 and what they're gonna do, what's in development, and they're about to refurbish the whole crop stick situation. There's gonna be so many new things. It's worthy of starting a new run. And I believe Garden of Grind will become a lot easier with the innovations that are coming. But I'm not sure if availability of crops will be on the same level. What if there would be something that won't allow us to get anything? Some kind of minor hiccup. Something that you get from the overworld only in normal GTNH. What if Garden of Grind will become impossible after 2.9? I was fearing that that might happen in the 2.8, but eventually we all kind of exhaled with relief. But there will be no major changes, I believe. Just the overhaul of crops. I like how I build things from different materials. I did that because I realized that mobs cannot spawn on it, so I don't need this many torches and everything. It took me... It's already 2 hours, and I haven't even finished a single field. Wow. Can you imagine that 10% of your playthrough is setting up fields? I mean, it's such a trivial thing, yet I'm not even half the way through. Oh my god. I'm actually frightened by this. Right, the box is done. Looks kind of like that. What's next? We need to set up a solar panel. For that we will need a lot of things. I think I'm going to resort to a fail-proof way, which is via turbines and solar boilers. That is crazy, man. But I think I'm going to do that next time. If I continue to pursue this goal of doing the whole field today, that'll take me about 5 or 6 hours, and I'll be very tired. And if I'm very tired, I'm very retired early. And you can't allow that to happen. Okay. We still need to work our way through these bees, even though I just got the pure cultivated bee. There are still a few adjustments that I have to make. Most notable being breed in the shortest quality into the cultivating bee. And yes, I got a bunch of stuff from it. What was I gonna do with them anyway? I started breeding because I wanted to do what? I don't remember. You mean tin and stuff? Well, if you centrifuge that, it's kind of... There is a point to that. If you talk about copper, also good. Iron, obviously. Yeah, 30%. It's a good thing, but there's zinc, there's aluminum, titanium, which we have no way of processing because it needs phthalic acid. Yup. Good luck with that. No, bees are important for sure. Very important. Coal, maybe? Or just pure coal? What for? Maybe something magic I was looking for. I don't remember. I had a pure clear goal in mind. Now I don't know what I started breeding them for. It doesn't have anything I actually need. Besides some lines that would supplement my fields, if it ever gets to that. Okay, anyway, we'll have to continue doing that because it's important. I will want to rely on bees sooner or later. Because what? Because this stuff is very massive, and it's actually a lot easier to set up bees. People have been telling me that I have to get this hibiscus as fast as possible, and I'm not sure if I can have a scalable bee base without those flowers. What if coins are enough to get me pristine queens and everything? What if I will have like a surplus of that? Because to my understanding, this guy, it is very, very, how do I put it? I mean, this dude, that's the thing. Look at that. Ivy. Unless I have a billion. Oh my god. You don't even... So you're saying... It's this flower that turns ignoble bees into pristine, right? It needs a prismarine line, which is ZPM. Or what were you talking about? It's not possible until late game. Bring me the dude who told me that I need to get that ASAP. ZPM is not ASAP. I'll be full of... I'll be all in wrinkles when that happens. What other bees were they talking about? What other flowers? There's one more flower, but it only spits out the drones, right? And there's an Elvira swarmer that makes ignoble princesses. Alright, there's maybe wait. This probably was a mistake on my part. I think I did make a mistake. Where did I get that prismatic acid? Yeah, to get the Gaia spirit. But to my understanding, you can get that from the boss, right? You don't even need to forge hammer a Gaia spirit block. Yes, you get that from Gaia spirit. Or Gaia. I don't know what to... from Gay spirit. This is a drop from a boss. If my understanding doesn't fail me here. I'm gonna Google that real quick. Yeah, it's a guaranteed drop from the Gaia Garden. Okay, and let's imagine I remember the Gaia Guardian. it's an unkillable thing that I couldn't fight with my nano armor. So am I gonna defeat that with what I have now? Do you have any ideas, guys? This teleporting dude and the music that follows along. How am I gonna defeat that? Then I will have to wait for some hours for that flower to pop around one of my Elviris. And then a lot of petals, mana powder, soulful wax. It's from a bee. Amnesic wax, also from a bee. Rune of Envy. So I have to be pretty deep into Botania for that to happen. But if I do make it to that level, I'm not seeing any clear sort of like not seeing any roadblocks. Yeah, I see titanium, which is EV, and prismarine shard, which is... oh, that's easy. Ah, so Botania now is part of the problem for... or not. It can kind of be done with Certus quartz instead. Either way, it needs titanium. So EV plus a lot of strength to defeat the boss. And I have a bunch of dudes crawling in my farm right now. Okay, I'll deal with it next time. So thank you everyone for watching this stream today. It was pretty short, and nonetheless I have started on adding layers to my base. I mean layers of production. Next time around, if I ever by for now, yeah, if I ever continue, if I ever get motivation once again, I'll come back and finish what I started, and then I'll continue the bees and everything, and we'll see if that's gonna, you know, make our shoulders less strained from all the weight we're holding, you know, because right now it is very, very heavy. So thank you everybody, and goodbye.